the drums, they got the cheerleaders and everything else. Ichiro doesn't disappoint his countrymen. How many times have we seen him do this? And his first at-bat, he beats out an infield single. He had the single, but Dustin Ackley had the power. The Mariners need 11 innings to do it, but they take the first one, and Ackley is going to take home a very big check as the player of the game. I don't know how you deposit that. All right, so now it's April 6th. Opening day stateside in Oakland. Vargas threw 5 1/3 innings. He allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, struck out 3. Kyle Seager leads the team with 45 RBIs right now. These were his first 2 of the season. Ackley and Ichiro touch home. Seattle wins 7-3. All right, then we open up at home against them. And the final game of that series was Jackie Robinson Day, and it's another Mariners win. Brendan Ryan hits his first home run of the season. Justin Smoke also went yard. And the Mariners end up taking that game 5-3 and have taken 5 of the 7 games this season against the Oakland A's. So they've had tremendous amount of success against them. They've held Oakland to a .218 average, and that's the lowest mark ever in the history between these two teams. But I will warn you, the Oakland A's starting pitching has been very good. They have allowed just 4 hits or fewer in the last 8 games. We are getting you set for Game 1 between the Mariners and the Oakland A's. That's how we kick off this 10-game homestand. We've got first pitch coming up next here on Root Sports. Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. By CenturyLink, a different kind of communications company. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting comedian and star of the hit TV show Mike and Molly, Billy Gardell, August 10th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Hi, everybody. Angie Mentink here. Tonight, the Oakland A's are trying to win their 4th consecutive road game for just the 2nd time this season. Meantime, the Mariners are trying to win their 3rd straight here at Safeco Field for the first time since early May. It's good to be home, and I know the guys are upstairs. Although, Dave and Mike, I imagine it had to be hard to leave San Diego.
You would be correct on that one, Angie. Thank you, and good evening. It is absolutely a thrill, Mike, to be back. Good to have you back after a couple of days off.
Yeah, I think that coming home and being home for a long period of time, Dave, is something that these guys needed. So I know there's been a lot of talk about home and scoring and all that other stuff. Let's see what happens now over the next 3 to 4 weeks because the schedule has finally turned their favor.
Things even out nicely. Let's take a look at our pitching matchup brought to you by Lexus. Erasmo Ramirez against Tommy Milone, a guy the Mariners beat here back in April.
And Maloney, fastball changeup guy. Ramirez, on the other hand, 2 starts for him. He has struggled, David, is to get his fastball down. When you see Ramirez, he has good stuff. His fastball between 92 and 95 miles an hour. He's going to have to work in his slider a little bit more, but with the A's, it's always the same thing. You have to throw strikes. The A's this year are running their first in stolen bases, so the job for him is to try to keep them off the bases, and to do that, he's going to have to show better command of his fastball.
Eric Wedge and Carl Willis said if you're going to miss down. Don't be wild up. We'll see how that materializes. Mariners back home. A nice-looking homestand. The A's get us started. Glad you're with us. The Mariners and the Athletics first pitch straight ahead. The Mariners are back in Seattle, thrilled to see such landmarks as the King Street Station. We are ready for action here. A couple of doors down at Safeco Field. Welcome, everybody, to Mariner Baseball. The Athletics in town to open up a 10-game homestand. And we are glad you have joined us here in Seattle, Washington. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and the Root Sports crew. Everybody back together, back home for a nice spell here. And to say we're thrilled would be an understatement.
Agreed. It's great to be back home. Roof is open.
Coco Crisp going to lead it off against Erasmo Ramirez. A's coming off a 6-3 homestand. They won their last 3 in a row. Mariners coming off a 2-4 road trip. Bob Melvin. Bob, what is the biggest difference since we last saw you in mid-April? Well, they're scoring a few more runs. First pitch fouled off by Coco Crisp, hitting at 216, homer 14 runs that game. Mariners start off 5-2 against the Athletics in the first 18 days of the season. Since then, the A's, they've gone 31-32. The Mariners have gone 25 up and 38 down.
I think if you look at the A's, a couple of changes that they've made early in the season, we saw Coco Crisp. He was actually hitting third in their lineup, hitting second at times. He's really a good leadoff hitter for them. The A's leading the league in stolen bases with 60 on the year. Crisp having 25% of those at 15. But I think that has certainly helped. Then you have Weeks hitting after him, and Josh Reddick has really come into his own, having a fine first half. So the top of the lineup has really done a lot of work, and now Cespedes back off the DL. He's hitting in the middle of their lineup. So a big part of what's going on with this club, I think you have to look at the top of the lineup and probably finally looking the way that Bob Melvin wanted it to.
Strike three call. Crisp didn't dispute it. He's gone. Bill Miller, the home plate umpire. Dale Scott at first. Dan Iasanga at second, and C.B. Buckner at third as we take a look at the rest of the A's batting order.
And yes, you want to keep Crisp and Weeks off of the bases, so Crisp strikes out, and they have Weeks hitting second. Josh Reddick, though, he is the one. See what he's done over his last 3 games, hitting over 517 home runs as we sit here in the middle, late June. So he has really swung the bat well. Cespedes has been on the DL. He is back and healthy. Seth Smith, the former Rocky, hitting 5th. Cliff Pennington, the shortstop, will also run. He hits 9th.
Mile Weeks, the hitter, second baseman. Mariners saw plenty of the A's the first 18 days. Japan, Oakland, and Seattle. It's been a while since we've seen them.
I think some of the encouraging things for the Mariners is so far they've really hung in there in the West. They're even 12-12 against the West, and they played well against the Rangers, Angels, and these A's. So I think you'd like to see them continue to do that. By the time the A's get out here, they'll basically be halfway through that part of their schedule. Of course, September, always a rough month because you have to stay in your own division. But so far, they've played well in their own division, and that's another step forward for the Mariners because they've really struggled the last couple of years against the West.
Last year was really bad. Bunt laid down foul. Both of these teams hit 500 in the division. Mariners 2-5 against the Angels, 5-5 against Texas, as we mentioned, 5-2 against the Athletics. The A's are 5-4 against the Angels and 4-2 against Texas. Bob Melvin took over last year, about a third of the way when Bob Geren was fired. 2-2 pitch. Strike three call. A good start for Ramirez. Strikes out the first 2 A's looking.
And he is coming out, showing the ability to command his fastball. That's a good two-seam fastball. It looked like it was going to be inside. Weeks gives up on it. It's at the top of the strike zone, but it catches the inside corner for another call, strike 3. So he looks good here early on.
Here's Josh Reddick. Billy Beane acquired him, told him, hey, you're my guy every day in right field. And it has worked out quite nicely for him as he looks at his strike. Reddick leads the ball club in runs, hits, total bases, triples, home runs, RBIs, and in strikeouts. It's 0-2 here to Ramirez.
We had a chance to see him right away when he first came up with Boston and watch him build in. We liked him with Boston, and Dave's fortunate to get him, and it's paying off for him. A club that had really struggled to score runs. He's been a huge part of their offense, hitting in the middle of it.
17 home runs, tied for 8th in the American League.
He's also stolen 8 bases for the A's.
One-two pitch.
Take a look at the Mariners defense. Gutierrez in center field, so Saunders will move out to left. Ryan and Ackley play up the middle. Olivo getting an opportunity to catch, and I think more than anything because of the running game of the A's, trying to shut that down. Olivo, excellent throwing out base runners. So he's getting the opportunity to catch tonight.
Foul ball right past the Mariner Moose. Looked like he deflected it. Fan in the front row. A's dugout made catch. Ramirez and of the nation of Nicaragua. Swing and a miss. He strikes out the side. That's a fine start for Erasmo Ramirez as the Mariners are back home. Mariners coming to bat. It'll be Ichiro Gutierrez and Seager when we return. Erasmo Ramirez up to a terrific start. Begins the ball game by striking out the side in the first inning, and now the Mariners will swing the bats. Here's a look at the batting order for tonight.
Nice starting lineup brought to you by Chevron. Ichiro, what a road trip he had. Hit 500 on the trip, 11 for 22. Couple of doubles in that, so he'll lead things off. And as Franklin Gutierrez has his average up to 290 now. He swung the bat well. Then it's Seager Montero, the DH, hitting cleanup. Smoke Saunders, Olivo, Ackley, and then Brendan Ryan, the shortstop, will hit 9th. Numbers for Tommy Milone. Quality left-hander. His fastball will be 88 to 90 miles an hour. Will use his changeup and use it a lot. It's a big pitch for him. Control type of pitcher, not overpowering at all as he pops us up down the line. Get into the stands. Occasional breaking ball from Milone. Strange to look at his splits. On the road, his ERA over 7. And at home, his ERA is under 1.
It's a fly ball pitcher. He'll try to put that to good use tonight. He's given up 13 home runs, the most on the A's staff. 0-1 to Ichiro. Ichiro's first home appearance since collecting career hit number 2,500 back in Arizona. Ichiro went 0 for 3 against Milone back in April. Left field, backs up Seth Smith. He's there for the catch. One down.
Here we have the defense for the Athletics. Seth Smith, easy play out in left field. Coco Crisp in center. Josh Reddick is in right. And on the infield, Brandon Inge, the former Tiger, will start at third base. Pennington and Weeks up the middle. Brandon Moss, young first baseman for the Athletics. And then it's Kurt Suzuki. He catches every day for them. He had to deal with some hand injuries this year, but has not been able to come out of the lineup. They tried to get him out a couple of different times, but it hasn't worked. Struggled swinging the bat because of the hand injuries that he's suffered, but wants to work with his quality pitching staff. He's done a fine job of that.
Here's Gutierrez. Franklin at 290 since coming back. 7 for 19 on the road trip. 3 days ago, he had a 4 for 5 night at one point. Remember, he had the pinch hit home run, and then the next game he hit a home run. He was 4 for 4 with a couple of homers.
You see, he had a fine road trip. 2 home runs that Dave just mentioned, 5 RBIs, hitting 368 on the trip, raising his average to 290.
Pass Weeks, base hit. Good 2-strike hitting by Goody.
This will let you know if you're seeing the ball well. 0-2. Milone throws him a really good changeup off the plate away, and Franklin able to stay with it. You take a look at a pitch off the plate away. Doesn't try to do too much with it. Let the ball travel. solid line drive back up the middle. So Franklin seeing the ball extremely well on a changeup from Malone.
Here's Kyle Seager. He's feeling a lot better. That right calf. Fouled the ball on his right calf muscle on Saturday. Didn't start Sunday's game. Came in as pinch hitter. And got a double in the 8th inning. It's good to go today. Tommy Malone's road batting average against .317.
And I think when you see numbers like that, Dave, the one thing that you want to do is if you get him into some trouble early, you have to cash those in and take advantage of it. He clearly has struggled on the road this year, and you mentioned the high batting average, the high ERA for him. Like most pitchers, though, he has the ability to pitch well. You can see that from his home ERA.
So how about this one? As we look at a 1-1 pitch from Seager. Fouled off 22 of the 43 runs he's allowed this year. Coming the first 2 innings.
Yeah. So once he settles in, he gets tough. And that's typical of controlled pitchers, and especially a pitcher that uses the changeup as often as Malone. Once they get a feel for it, they'll throw that pitch down out of the strike zone to get hitters to swing and miss or to hit weak ground balls. So you have to take advantage of him early.
Oh, 2 strikes. 3 called. Seager punched out. He thought it was well off the plate inside. Bill Miller had the final say. 2 down.
Take a look at the Arsenal form. Tommy Malone mentioned the changeup and the fastball. A couple of different fastballs. Typically, he will use the 4-seam fastball, try to pitch up in the zone, and then pitch it with his changeup off of that. An occasional curveball. I think for the most part for the Mariners, they're going to see him pitch away. So many times you get a pitcher that's not overpowering, your eyes get big and you try to do too much. That's exactly what he wants to see.
Rifled into center field, sinking drive. Chris misplayed it. Going to third is Gutierrez. First and third for the Mariners.
That ball really knuckled on Coco Crisp. Coco Crisp, I think one of the better defensive center fielders, but this ball, we have a great view from where we're sitting here at the ballpark. Really knuckles on him. Ball is hit hard. It's on a line, and with that swing, he takes the spin off of it. It looked like he was in front of it, and then the ball just took a right turn on him. You take a look at our McDonald's Supermo. It goes off the end of his glove, so that'll be a base hit for Montero. Franklin moves around to third.
Last time Montero saw Tommy Malone, he hit him up for a 415-foot home run straightaway center field here at Safeco Field. Back on Saturday, April 14th. Here's Smoke. Early opportunity here for the Mariners. Smoke just 3 for 19 on the road trip. Strike 1.
Justin, not many hits against the A's this year, but a couple of home runs.
Smoke go for 2 against Malone. 1-1.
That looked like Cutter trying to get it in on the hands. Justin.
That is, as you know, an everyday occurrence for Smoke.
Doesn't matter which side of the plate he's on, does it?
Not at all. He fouled that ball off his knee last week or so. Cutters. I never saw Cutters until a couple years ago.
And I believe he was hitting right-handed when he did that, right?
Yep. Yeah. Ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners at the corners.
Another Cutter, 87 miles an hour, just trying to throw it in under his hands, and he gets it there. It's just off the plate inside.
One-two pitch. 2-2.
3 in a row.
So Ramirez, he's off to a good start, hoping the offense can click right now. 2 outs, 2 on. Get off the end of the bat and stay fair. Easy play for Moss, and that'll do it as the Mariners lead 2. To the second inning we go. No score, the A's and the Mariners. Go with the second inning against the A's, and Erasmo Ramirez. Good start as he strikes out the side to begin the ballgame.
Well, we talked about it with him. His fastball command was going to be critical, and he worked ahead of the hitters, throwing a lot of fastballs. And there's a good two-seamer running in on the inside part of the plate. He comes back with a changeup after showing those fastballs to Reddick and punches out the side. An excellent first inning for Ramirez.
Leading off, Yoenis Cespedes, Cuban expatriate. He's got the best batting average on the A's ball club at 270. 7 home runs and 30 runs batted in. Back off the DL, had a hamstring problem. Melvin saying that he'll be back in the lineup in the outfield tomorrow. Played with guys who've come from other countries and speak a different language. And Bob Melvin was saying that Cespedes says he has, in terms of communicating with them, says he has all the baseball English slang down. We have the Spanish baseball slang down, so we're communicating pretty well. Way outside, 1-2.
I think most of the advice he's getting, which we've seen so far, is get a good fastball and turn it loose, see how far you can hit it. We've seen him hit some long ones.
That one back in Oakland, third deck, I believe it was.
Definitely up there around the glass area somewhere. Right. I've never seen one up there.
When he had a walk-off against the Dodgers a few days ago, down the left field line. It might have been 25 feet in the air. Just one of those searing, hooking line drives that won the game.
I'll be curious to see how they pitch him in this series. One of the things that we saw from him early is a breaking ball off the plate in the dirt. He would chase that pitch. He could definitely handle the fastball, but it was a breaking ball that was away off the plate he would swing at.
1-2.
There you go, that pitch right there. Good slider from Ramirez, trying to get him to chase it.
Breaking ball popped up. Ackley will take care of it. Off the fist. 1 up. Bring up Seth Smith. He's in left field tonight. He'll probably go back to DH tomorrow with Cespedes. Cespedes ready to play some outfield, so Cespedes will be going to left field. Coco Crisp in center field. Seth, the former Rocky, has one of these guys that has really hit a lot better. Here's a drive deep center field. Going back Gutierrez. That ball is gone. He hit that a long, long way. Straightaway center field. Seth Smith, home run number 8, RBI number 26.
You mentioned him with the Rockies. One of the things he did for the Rockies for a couple of years is pinch hit. And when you're a pinch hitter, you leave the on-deck circle hunting the fastball, and he loves to hit fastballs. This one is right down the middle, 94 miles an hour. And he hit it out of dead center field. But he is somebody you have to be careful with your fastball. Doesn't mean you can't throw it, but you better locate it in that one in the middle of the plate on the first pitch.
He's got good numbers, too, when he's been playing in left field as opposed to DH. It's Brandon Inge, their new third baseman. Last time we saw Brandon, Mariners were completing a second sweep of the Detroit Tigers, and as we were boarding the bus, they cut him. And about a day or two later, he ends up here with the Athletics as he checks swings. Ackley will throw him out. And they love him in Oakland. He has really solidified third base. 2 down, a run in on the home run by Smith. Make sure you forget cubicles and conference rooms. Make plans to spend the second half of your workday at Safeco Field this Wednesday. It's U.S. Bank Mariners matinee special. 12:40 start time, so come on out. Fill in that calendar and come see the Mariners and the A's. Get your tickets at mariners.com. Brendan Moss, their new first baseman. They like him. Seven home runs for a club that is 10th in home runs in the American League. That home run by Smith gives them 68, so that ties them with the Mariners for 9th in the American League.
You mentioned Moss and the 7 home runs he's hit this year. Well, he's hit them all in this month. Tremendous month of June for Moss.
Derek Barton sent down AAA.
Kaihui, he was released, right?
Yes, he was.
Yep.
Big contrast with Barton. Barton likes to look at a lot of pitches and get on base via the walk. This kid swings it back. And he strikes out as Oliva holds on to the tip. Long home run by Seth Smith gives Oakland a 1-0 lead coming up for the Mariners in the second. You're going to see Michael Saunders, Miguel Olivo, and Dustin Ackley here at Safeco Field. He gave up a home run to Seth Smith. 1-0 Athletics. There's Smith in the bottom of your screen. Erasmo, a first pitch fastball to Smith, and he hit it 418 feet straight away center field. Here's Michael Saunders off a 5 for 21. Road trip with a homer. A couple of RBIs. It's strike one. Mariners got 2 hits in the first inning and a first and third 2-out situation. Couldn't score.
Lee Michael, here this first half of the season for the Mariners, is a prime example of taking advantage of an opportunity. Somebody that had really struggled the last few years and weren't sure where they were going to put him, how he was going to be used. Gutierrez ends up getting hurt. He gets an opportunity to play every day. And is just taking a job and run with it. Even with Franklin back now, he moves over to left field.
Got to keep him in there, and I tell you what, fabulous job covering both these guys.
Well, and the other part of it too, Dave, is he's done an excellent job against left-handed pitching. That's why he stays in the lineup on a daily basis. Hitting .294 against lefties this year.
What's 8 homers and 6 of them are against lefties.
And he's really done a good job.
There you go, 4
and 4. So that's 12 stolen bases on the year.
Did a good job with the home run a couple of days ago in San Diego, getting the hands in.
Great swing. Great swing. That's a pitch that he was not going to be able to handle last year. And pulling his hands in close to his body, just trying to find a way to get the barrel to it. And then he keeps it fair. He's so strong. But really just an excellent job so far here in the first half of the season. I suspect he's going to get better as you take a look at our McDonald Superman. Out in front of a off-speed pitch, 77 miles an hour.
Fly ball left field towards the line. Smith getting under it. Come down here in the second inning. Make sure you mark your calendars because the Red Sox, they're coming to town. Big 4-game weekend series. It starts Thursday. You're going to see Big Papi, Adrian Gonzalez take on Ichiro Felix and the Mariners. Battle of East versus West. Part of the hottest June on record. Safeco Field. So pick up your tickets right now, Mariners.com. We will not see Kevin Youkilis traded to the White Sox. That happened yesterday. What do you think of that move?
Well, we were talking about it. I think it was the 1st or 2nd of June when we were in Chicago, and it looked like they have a pretty good ball club, but they really struggled. In fact, they went out and signed Orlando Hudson, who's a middle infielder, to play third for him, and Orlando had a difficult time in the field, made some errors, and was struggling a little bit. And I thought to myself at the time, because I like Middlebrook so much, that, hey, Youkilis, I think, still has some baseball left in him, and if the White Sox could make a move, that would be it. Well, they did. I think it's going to help them.
Kenny Williams did a heck of a job, the GM. Brent Lillibridge and a hard-throwing right-hand pitcher went over to Boston.
Zach Stewart.
Yeah.
I think Lillibridge will help them, too, with all the injuries they've had to their outfield. He'll do a lot of things for them.
There's that changeup again. 2 downs, 2 strikeouts. Youkilis probably saw yesterday. I gave him a chance to take a curtain call after he's pulled for the game. Very touching, and they're already, he took his nameplate off on their website. Red Sox are already promoting the July 19th Youkilis return to Boston, banking the tickets already. He hadn't even got out of the building. Here's Ackley. How about Ackley today batting in the 8-hole? And I talked to Eric Wedge before the game. I said, "What about Ackley?" And he just smiled. He said, "He's a good hitter. He's going to get it back. He's going to get it back." A little looper. That will go foul.
I think that most people feel that way. They think that he's going to. And if you take a look at him, this is what he's done this year in the different months. But he's kind of hung right around that 250 mark. June's been a little bit tougher for him. Comes into the game hitting 243. He hasn't had a real good run yet where things have clicked for him. And it seems to be the patterns of the way they're pitching him have been the same, which is typically fastballs on the outside corner or up in the zone, getting him to chase. And mechanically, I think that he's gotten away from some of the things he did so well last year. And if he can't keep his front side in there, they're just going to continue to do it. But that's part of the adjustment for a young player. That ball's hit well in the left field.
That's enough to get down for a base hit. Third Mariner hit. 2 down here in the second inning.
But I think he's going to have a couple of hot streaks in him. It's just a matter of, when that's going to happen and the patience of the club. Maybe this gets him started. This is a base hit in the left field on a pitch that's away. We mentioned that, trying to pitch him away, and that's on the outside corner. A pitch that has caused him some problems at times with his front side leaking on him. That pitch actually looks like it's a ball to him, but they're definitely strikes, and so that's a good sign for him to get a base hit to left.
Second time batting in the 8-hole, he gets a base hit his first time up. Here's Brendan Ryan.
Brendan had a good road trip. Didn't even 300 on the trip. Watching a show last night with my youngest son, the highlights. And think they had 100 of them on there, and I think Brendan.
Oh, yeah, plays of the week.
Yeah, I think Brendan was on there 3 or 4 times. Yeah, really good road trip as far as the defense goes, and made a number of plays.
Ackley will hold 1-1. Ryan hit a streak June 16th through the 20th, hitting it 5 consecutive games. Mays Defensive Player of the Month. That award from the ESPN Stats and Information. He leads the club in runs scored with 40. Inside, 2-1. A lot of teams have attacked him just like this. It's the exact same pitching pattern.
Well, again, and for Brendan, he knows it. He's been working on it, trying to stay more up the middle of the field, but he has a little bit of an open stance. He's somewhat of a diver, so they'll jam him up inside as he did right there with that cutter, and then pitch him soft away, hoping he'll pull off of the ball. Did a better job of that on the road trip, just staying on pitches and not trying to do too much with them. He did hit a home run on the trip in Arizona.
You want to swing the bat in Arizona?
Boy, what a place that is, huh? Ball was flying inside.
2-2, and that was with the roof closed.
Really fast infield.
Without question. Fastest infield outfield we've seen.
No question.
That was crazy. There's a couple of balls there, shortstop. Who was that? McDonald won that. I thought he was going to get a ball on that thing. He never had a chance. Popped up. Weeks will get under. Play, the Mariners are gone. In the second, a runs a hit. No errors. Man left. 1-0 A's on the Seth Smith home run in the top of the second. By Seth Smith, his 8th of the year, 26th RBI. Here's Kurt Suzuki. Kurt, an outstanding defensive catcher. I think the wear and tear really catching up on him. Last time he's got no homers this year. Last time he homered was last September here. Ryan surrounds, throws off the back foot, dug out by Smoke. Nice play.
Good play all the way around for the Mariners. We were just talking about Brendan Ryan and his defensive work here in the first half of the season. Ball hit over into the hole. He goes out to the grass. You take a look at our McDonald Supermo. Gets rid of it quickly. He always is able to get rid of it. This ball, though, difficult hop for Justin Smoke at first base, but he's been excellent at helping his infielders out this year and picking the ball. So it's an excellent play all the way around.
Nice soft hands by the big man at first. Nice job. Pennington switch hitting shortstop. Breaking ball for strike. Pennington at 213, 2 homers, 15 runs batted in. These A's come in, they feel pretty good about themselves. That swing and a miss. They last homestand, they took 2 out of 3 from San Diego, swept the Dodgers, held the Dodgers to 2 runs over 3 games, and then lost 2 out of 3 to the Giants, but they were in every game. They lost 5-4 and 9-8 before winning 4-2 yesterday. Quick dismissal of Pennington, 2 down. That's the 5th strikeout by Ramirez. Let's go to Tom Glasgow joining us tonight.
All right, David, from the Ford Sports Desk, we check in on the leaders of the American League West. The Texas Rangers at home tonight taking on the Detroit Tigers. It was all Detroit early in this one. Miguel Cabrera putting the guys from Motown on the board. 2-run double deep to right center. Detroit racking up a 5-run lead in the first. Our Sterling Banks score right now in Texas. Tigers 8, Rangers 2 in the 8th as we send it back to Dave and Mike.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Boy, rare that you see Texas get taken to the woodshed in Arlington. Swing and a miss by Chris. Told that he has a much better demeanor now that he's back in center field. He's back home, Coco Chris, in the leadoff spot as well.
Where he's used to, and I think there's a comfort level for him, and because of that, a little bit better attitude. Your production starts to turn up for you, and although he's just hitting 215, he really struggled early, so that has helped him.
Broken bat fly ball right field. Ichiro's got it. Good inning by Ramirez as he's retired 5 in a row now, trailing 1-0 coming up for the Mariners, top of the order. In Safeco Field here at the ballpark. Ichiro going to lead it off. Comfortable night, cloudy night, with temperature at 62 degrees.
Well, this will be the Mariners' second time working their way with Malone on the mound, and I think for the left-handers, he's basically stayed with a good 4-seam fastball and a changeup away. There's a first pitch fastball away to Ichiro, and to the right-handers, well, he started to use his cutter a little bit more and going back to his changeup, so they'll have to make some adjustments to him.
2 strikeouts for Malone thus far, giving up 3 hits. Mariners looking for a run. It's been 16 innings now since they last scored a run. Last time that happened, 4th inning Saturday on Ichiro's RBI single. 16 scoreless innings. The Mariners trying to end it right here. 2-2. Ichiro, since getting a day off, swung the bat quite effectively. Counting tonight's leadoff action, he's 11 for his last 23. Suzuki couldn't hold on. Ichiro Suzuki and Kurt Suzuki, no relation. Ichiro leading the ball club in at bats, hits, triples, second in stolen bases.
Now that he's ahead of Ichiro, he's been trying to stay in on his hands. Ichiro just fighting pitches on. Waiting for Malone to make a mistake out over the plate.
Slides that one away. A's lead 1-0. One out solo home run by Seth Smith, top the second.
Ninth pitch coming up to Ichiro.
Two.
Another good fastball on the inside corner.
Bob Melvin, 99 games last year after taking over for Bob Geren. This one going up the middle. Weeks ranging, can't get it, base hit. Aggressive turn by Ichiro. He'll shut it down right there. So here's a big winner right there. Long at bat.
Well, Ichiro coming off a good road trip where he was 11 for 22, hitting an even .500. And in his second at bat, is able to find all up the middle, just on the end of the glove from Weeks. So Ichiro with a base hit to lead this inning off. Get things started for the Mariners. That'll bring up Franklin Gutierrez. Gutierrez with a base hit his first time up.
Mariners have 4 hits. 4 hits to 1 for the Athletics. Mariners 8th in stolen bases with 47. The A's first with 60 in the American League. Nice job by Ichiro on that 10-pitch at bat. A 1-0 count here to Gutierrez. Ichiro in the season, 10 out of 12 in base stealing. Club leaders Michael Saunders, he's 12 out of 15.
And Malone has a good move to first. So if the Mariners are going to try to steal off of him, they'll probably go first, but just guess whether he's going to home or first.
Breaking ball, slow roller. Pennington, Weeks, there's 1, there's 2. Break 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. That brings us to our AT&T trivia question. Who hit the first home run here at Safeco Field? Raul Ibanez, Russ Davis, Alex Rodriguez, Tom Lemkin. Mike, I'm riding with you on this one.
I'm going to go with B, Russ Davis.
And you'll be glad to know that Mr. Valley and I, I
didn't lose any ground.
We acquitted ourselves quite nicely over the weekend.
That is great news. Hopefully that means you hurt Curtis' feelings a little bit.
To which he says, you got that right. A good question. Was it yesterday, the day before, about what place ballpark is fly ball? What ballpark has held a Super Bowl All-Star game in a World Series game? It's a good one. But everybody nailed that one as Seager pops out. That'll do it for the Mariners. 3 in the book, 1-0. Athletics games here with the A's. And a reminder with Sound Transit's new easy-to-use trip planner, it's easy to get to the game or where you need to go. Visit soundtransit.org to play your next trip. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew back here in Seattle. The Weeks, Reddick, and Cespedes, 2, 3, and 4 for the A's. In at third, creeping in is Seager. Strike one to Weeks.
Through the first 3 innings, Ramirez has pitched well. First pitch, fastball to Smith for the home run. But other than that, I think he's done an excellent job of mixing up his pitches. Using his slider and his changeup more, and that makes his fastball. He already has some pretty good life to it, good zip to his fastball, but it's going to jump a little bit more if he mixes it up. And maybe that's something that'll help him get pitches down mechanically. You see catchers go out there when a pitcher's struggling with their fastball, start calling a few more breaking balls and have them really concentrate on their mechanics a little bit more, help them get the ball down like that.
Easy play for Ryan. Throws out Weeks. So since the home run, 6 in a row retired by Ramirez. Bring up Josh Reddick. Struck out swinging on a 2-2 pitch to end first inning.
Another good breaking ball, huh? 77 miles an hour, taking a lot off of that pitch, get himself a first pitch strike.
Straight away and deep is how they play Reddick. Way inside, 1-1.
I like where he missed there. Olivo called for the fastball in. Ramirez shook him off, and Olivo went right back to it again, make him throw the pitch. And if you're going to miss off the plate. Don't make that mistake because you're not sure and throw it on the dish, which is a mistake. Good change up.
You like the way Olivo calls the game?
I do, and I think especially today I think he's really been in sync with Ramirez and making him use his off-speed pitches more, which is going to help him. He won't have to be quite as fine with his fastball.
Got a 1-2 pitch coming.
And, I think it's another one of those things, too, where when we talked about it earlier this year with Montero catching Millwood. Millwood, a veteran guy, he's going to throw his game. And so Montero, he can make his suggestions, but Kevin Millwood's going to throw what he wants to throw, just like Felix and Vargas will. Well, you have a young pitcher on the mound. Why not put the veteran guy back there? So when he isn't sure about what he wants to do, he can go along with what the veteran is putting back there and throw those pitches with conviction, which is something that Carl Willis talks about all the time. If you're going to throw a pitch, throw it with conviction. I think you can lean on Olivo a little bit more.
If he's got confidence to put it down and throw it.
Yeah.
Did not go, so CB Butler. So first walk issued by Ramirez. One out base runner for the A's. Here in the fourth to bring up Yoenis Cespedes. Mariners take on the Red Sox this Friday. And when you're at the ballpark, make sure to pick up a mystery grab bag. Each bag contains a baseball signed by a mystery Mariners player or new this year. Another Major League star. Well, the bags are only $50 with all the proceeds benefiting Mariners Care. The Mariners thank you for your support. Cespedes, 1-2 pitch popped up to Ackley at second. About the third consecutive breaking ball at the first pitch.
Yeah, he's really doing an excellent job of it, and I'm sure the reports on Ramirez is he was more 75-80% fastballs. You take a look, 53% fastballs for Ramirez, so he's doing an excellent job of mixing it up. I don't know if the first pitch fastball to Seth Smith that he hit for the home run, if that maybe changed things. Sometimes that'll do it too, but it's working for the young man.
Seth got some mileage out of it. He's on deck. down to Seager, plays the hop nicely. There's one. They turn a 5-4-3 double play. Nice pick started by Kyle Seager. They go around the horn to retire the A's here in the fourth inning. He's leading 1-0. Mariners trying to get it back in more. Montero is going to be leading off, followed by Justin Smoak and Michael Saunders when we get back to Safeco Field. Down 1-0. He's got 5 strikeouts. Mariners just turned around the horn double play to get him out of the fourth inning. Here's Jesus Montero, single to center. First time up. Montero smoking Saunders against Tommy Milone. Drops one in the right field for a base hit. So Montero, 2 more hits against Milone. He's 4 for 5 against him. AT&T trivia question with the first home run at Safeco Field. Mike Lowers went with Russ Davis. I'm riding shotgun. The fans, they agree. Survey says yes, indeed. Russ Davis leading off the 5th inning, July 17 of '99. Alex Rodriguez hit a home run 2 batters later, and Raul Ibanez first salami. Bottom of the 7th. How about Raul still going strong? Hit a home run. He hit a home run yesterday. He's hitting .246 for the Yankees in part-time duty. Popped up that play.
See if the Mariners can take advantage of another leadoff base hit. Ichiro with a base hit to lead off the 3rd inning was erased on a double play ball from Gutierrez. And Montero gets things started with a base hit, his 2nd hit of the game. Coming into the game, Montero's hitting .362 off of lefties, and there are certain matchups you have to feel that favor him, and I think Milone is one of them. Not an overpowering fastball.
Short hop by Inge, Weeks, and high throw to first. Moss coming off the bag to get it, so Smoak is safe. So Montero's retired. First out. Fielder's choice 5-4. Here's Tom Glasgow.
All right, David, from the Ford Sports Desk, let's take it back to the Bronx. The Yankees taking on the Cleveland Indians in New York, busting out the power in the 3rd inning. First of all, Robinson Cano ripping one to right field. That's followed by Nick Swisher taking it out to left. That's Swisher's 2nd home run in the last 2 days. Final score at Yankee Stadium. Yanks getting it done 7-1.
All right, Tom, thank you. 2 more home runs for the Yankees gives them 114 on the season. The only other team in triple figures in the American League, Toronto, at 104. There's Michael Saunders.
I saw the Yankees that took it to R.A. Dickey. Had really been pitching well, and a couple of knuckleballs didn't knuckle too well. Swisher hit a home run off of him yesterday, center field.
Yankees take the season series to the Mets. They out homer them 15-6. Broken bat, Looper, Pennington going back. He turned over the wrong shoulder, didn't get it. Base hit.
It's a beautiful thing there, Dave. Get a base hit like that in on your hands, fight it off.
You know it.
That a nice smile from Michael Saunders. He knows this is hit right off the knuckles. Going to find some outfield grass in left field. Take a look at the McDonald Superman. Pennington going back, trying to make the play. The ball slicing away from him. A base hit for Saunders.
6 hits for the Mariners, who trail 1-0.
Smoke having to wait and read it to see if he's going to catch it.
Miguel Olivo struck out on 3 pitches, first time up. See if this is any different. They shade him a couple of steps towards left in the outfield. See ball 1. Miguel 0 for 3 against Tommy Milone.
Malone went with the cutter inside and then a couple of changeups away from Olivo that he was out in front of, and he started him off with the cutter again this time, but missed with it.
Miguel with a 1 for 7 road trip. That one was a home run in San Diego. Bouncing ball in. They go to Weeks for 1. Over to first base at Moss for the 5-4-3 double play. Second DP tonight by the Oakland Athletics. Some good leather being flashed here at Safeco Field.
Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
There's a couple of guys, good buddies, but rooting for opposite teams. 1-0 A's here, first of 3. Second trip to Seattle this season by the Athletics. Here's Seth Smith. He's been a difference maker so far. He's got the only hit and run of the ball game for the Athletics. This one, first pitch swinging again, pops it up. Ryan is under. 1 out.
You look at Ramirez and what he has done through the course of the season, and you can see the 2-seam and 4-seam fastball that he'd been struggling to get down, but 70% fastballs for him. 71 if you can include that cutter at just 1%. But the changeup at 14, he's mixed in a few more sliders tonight, which I think has made a difference for him. You can see tonight just 56% fastballs. He was actually down around 52, 53%.
Strike 1 to Brendan Inge. Rounded out the second. First time up. This is a totally different Ramirez from what we saw in Arizona last week.
Well, I would agree. He was throwing so many fastballs, and they were up in the zone, eventually caught up to him. And I think the thing I really like is he has a good fastball. He could top out at 95 miles an hour. But he starts dropping a slider in there and mixing that changeup with the rest of his pitches. That fastball is going to get on hitters. It does anyway, but it'll add a little bit of life to it by mixing it up a few more off-speed pitches. A pitch like that up in the zone, he can get away with it if they're not just geared up to hit the fastball the entire time. And you can see that last fastball at 95.
Here he is pitching in the 5th with 1 out. Giving up a run on 1 hit, struck out 5, walked 1.
If you can mix the speeds up and show them that you have the ability to throw strikes with a breaking ball and a changeup, what it'll do is it'll afford you to make a few more mistakes with your fastball and get away with it.
Way outside. Last time we saw Ramirez started the game at Arizona last Tuesday in a 12-9 affair that the Mariners won in 10 innings. And Ramirez in that game, 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned. A walk and 5 strikeouts. Gave up 2 home runs. He's got ends 2-2. Reaches out, pokes it in the left field, right at Michael Saunders, 2 out. Let's check out our Banner Bank building to the future. What youngster are we going to be looking at here tonight? Well, it's a bunch of them, and they've done well. Danny Hultzen, Taijuan Walker, Jim Pankovich, good for him, the manager. Southern League North Division first half champions. Taijuan Walker 4-3, sub-4 ERA, and Danny Hultzen now with AAA Tacoma 1.19 ERA. Opponent sitting just a $151 off of him.
Saw Danny's first outing was a rough one, but I wouldn't look too much into that. His first start at AAA, and it happened to be in Colorado Springs. So he'll bounce back. I believe he pitches again on Thursday.
A little bit outside, says Bill Miller. 1-1 to Brandon Moss. I'm hoping maybe 4 or 5 starts up there and see him in a month.
He settles in, and I don't think he has to be quite as dominant at the AAA level, but show he has the ability to get the hitters out consistently, command his pitches. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
2 outs, nobody on. 1-2 to Brandon Moss. Strikeout victim first time. This one lined into center field, base hit. Second hit for the A's.
It looked like he hit a changeup off the end of the bat. Again, well located, off the pitch away from Moss. Now and then you have to give the hitters some credit, but you take a look at this last pitch. It's a changeup. Good movement on it. Off the outside corner, and he hits it back up the middle. It's just a good piece of hitting. And a good pitch from Ramirez.
Good downward tumble. And see right there off the end of the bat. Here's Kurt Suzuki, the catcher. Grounded out to Ryan at shortstop.
We're talking about Suzuki earlier and the fact that he hasn't hit a home run and his batting average at .215. I was talking to Ray Fosse, and Ray Fosse said he went through a stretch early this year where he was hitting and a pitch, I believe it was Bard, he said, hit him on the back of the hand with a fastball. Comes back the next day and gets hit on the back of the hand again. They come home and he's catching, and I wish I could remember, I think it was might have been Batista from the Blue Jays, follows through on his swing and hits him on the back of his hand again with the bat.
Doesn't miss any time.
And he didn't miss any time, wouldn't come out, and he said he just wanted to, he couldn't hit. It was hurting him to hit, but he wanted to continue to work with the pitcher. So his offense has suffered, but I'm sure his manager, Bob Melvin, a former catcher, appreciates his effort to go out there every day. And something that you and I have talked about. Dan Wilson working over on the radio side, and you had Val working with you in San Diego. The guys that go out there every day, you don't always know it because they don't complain about it, but the guys that can go out and do that on a daily basis are really worth their weight. And he's such a good defensive catcher, so he's helped them out even though offensively he has struggled this year.
Good guy, and a guy that we've always marveled at his athletic ability. He's probably the most, got to be one of the most athletic guys in the American League behind the plate.
I would agree.
His ability to go left, right, block any kind of pitch. Good thrower, blocks the plate on plays at the plate, does a good job hanging in.
Calls a great game. Certainly knows his staff, and a lot of success that they have, I think you can attribute to him. But he said it last year with Justin Smoke. He went through it a little bit too. If your hands are beat up, it's tough to hit.
Good luck. Smoke holding on. The A's first baseman Brandon Moss. 2-2 to Suzuki in this 1-0 game. Seth Smith a home run in the second inning. The only tally this far. Mariners got at least one hit in every inning thus far. That's a fair ball. Seager takes care of it. Goes to Ackley. And that'll do it for the A's in the 5th. Coming up for the Mariners, 8-9-1. Ackley, Ryan, and Ichiro in search of some runs. Three here, Dustin Ackley going to lead it off for the Mariners. Dustin, his first at bat, got a base hit to left field. The Mariners have cranked out at least one hit in each of the first innings, but have not been able to score. Breaking ball for strike one.
Tommy Milone throwing a lot of strikes, 57 pitches, 43 of those for strikes. And out of the 17 batters, 13 first pitch strikes.
He's also had 2 double plays turned behind him tonight. One from the first base side of the rubber. Foul back. Ball and 2 strikes. Want to send out a quick get well to little 6-year-old Brielle, who's a Mariner fan and recovering from a broken leg. She's watching the game right now. A 2-2 count to Ackley. CenturyLink high-speed pitch. Beer is at 96, Milone at 90. Payoff here to Ackley. Popped it up. Pennington going back. Eric Wedge, his thoughts on Dustin Ackley, a second baseman, and how he's been swinging the bat of late.
Well, he has such a great swing plane, you know, but sometimes his direction's a little bit off, you know, and he'll get a little bit more angled, you know, towards the first base side of things versus up the middle. And you know, he stays in the zone so long when he's going good, and he can drive the ball anywhere in the ballpark. And I think he's just gotten away from that a little bit. You know, they're doing some things against him now that they didn't do at first, and it's just his turn to make an adjustment. And this will be the first big adjustment he has to make up here. It'll be a lot more ahead for him, but you know, he's going to be a really good hitter. He's going through some things right now that he has to go through, but you know, I look for him to continue to get better.
Ryan with a big swing and a miss, opened up way too soon. I like the confidence he's got in the young man.
Well, I think he's absolutely right, and I think that Dustin is somebody that has hit his entire life, and this is the first time probably where it's been difficult for him. And these guys will definitely make you work and make adjustments. And for him, I would agree. I think when he's talking about his angles, as you take a look at his front shoulder as he attacks this last pitch that he pops up, that's pretty good for him. He's just out in front of it. It's an off-speed pitch, but he still hits it on the barrel and pops it up. So that's a little bit better. You can see him trying to make that adjustment. But it takes some time. Hey, that's what this game is about up here, and it's not going to be the last time for him. Once he figures it out, and I think he will, it's something that is ongoing at this level because there's a lot of scouts and all the computer printouts and scouting reports and all those things. These guys will pitch to it.
Talking to video coordinator Jimmy Hartley, he was setting up cameras. He's got cameras all over the ballpark. That gives you an indication of how you can self-scout, but also, like you said, you got the veteran guys who've got great eyes and baseball sense and know what the heck they're looking at. Bird dogs all over the place.
And it's instant.
Oh.
You get the information right now.
Nice.
So it makes it so it's something that you just have to deal with, and he's going through it for the first time. I think, when did he come up last year? Probably the end of June.
Something like that.
Yeah, so he barely has a year of Major League service.
Ryan's staying alive.
And not many minor league at bats before he came here. So he just needs to keep fighting his way through. He'll be all right.
Ryan, strike three call. 2 outs. Third strikeout for Tommy Milone. Ryan's going back to the top of the order in Ichiro. Right now, let's take a look at the Mariners calendar brought to you by Sleep Country USA. We've been licking our chops in this homestand for a long time.
Yes, sir.
That's 3 with the A's, 4 with the Red Sox. Mariner fans, make sure you get your tickets. Come out to that Red Sox series, all series included, but particularly the Red Sox series, because you know their fans, not all of them coming in from New England, they're going to be in full voice. Top of the order in Ichiro, 1 for 2. Base hit to center after a 10 pitch at bat. It was in the 3rd inning. You're talking about Ackley, 86 games last year at second base. I'll find the date. It got up. It was in June. Debut June 17th.
Well, and I have to believe, too, that what Eric was talking about as far as his bat staying in the hitting area for a long period of time, I think because of that, we're going to see his strikeout numbers go down. And when he starts putting the ball in play more often, he'll get more hits, and that's when you're going to see his average go back up.
Ichiro keeps that alive. We're talking about the strikeouts. He's been on such a bad run that he's overtaken Saunders in strikeouts entering today's game.
Yeah, leads the team. Not unusual for a young player.
Not at all. 2-2 to Ichiro. Shortstop Pennington. Throws him out. A 1-2-3 inning for Tommy Milone. 5 in the books now. 1-0 A's on the Seth Smith home run in the 2nd inning.
Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. By Ford, we are local. And by Northern Quest Casino, Spokane's newest destination resort. Welcome back to Safeco Field. Let's rejoin Dave and Mike.
Thank you, Tom. 1-0 A's. Bottom of the order, here's Cliff Pennington, the shortstop, leading off. Mariners in the early part of the season went 5-2 against the A's, and the A's since that time playing a game under 500 at 31-32. Mariners at 25-38. 1-1 to Pennington, who struck out his first time.
We're getting to that point in the game, Dave, where it gets interesting for a young pitcher. Ramirez throwing the ball extremely well, 66 pitches, so his pitch count's in great shape. But he's still in a game where he's down 1-0. He can't lose focus of where he's at and start making a few mistakes. And he certainly can't worry about the lack of offense for him tonight. So let's see what his concentration is like. There he goes, total at 67, 46 strikes.
He's not had the anxiety innings that we saw in Arizona. He only went 4 innings in that game last time out. Mariners have out-hit the Athletics 6-2, but Seth Smith's hit is the one that makes the difference, a home run. Leading off the second inning, actually 1 out in the second inning, was on the first pitch. Check the swing. Good pitch.
Great changeup.
So Ramirez with his 6th strikeout as we begin the 6th inning, 1 down. And Root Sports is looking for the biggest Mariner fans in the Northwest. We're going to be going state to state, find the most passionate in our region. So this month we want to hear from devoted fans in Oregon. Log on to rootsports.com and show us why you're the Mariners' ultimate Northwest fan. Top of the order, Coco Chris took a cold 3rd strike and flied to right. Popped it up. Saunders, long run, covering a lot of ground. He's got it covered. The Condor swoops in, makes the catch, and here's Tom Glasgow again.
All right, Dave from the Ford Sports Desk. Let's take you to the Mile High City. The Rockies playing host to the Washington Nationals. Steven Strasburg on the mound for this one, but doing some damage at the plate as well with the game tied at 1. Strasburg driving this ball to center field. That'll score Jesus Flores. Strasburg had 8 Ks in 6 innings, but the Rockies win it 4-2. Strasburg tagged with the loss, now 9-2 on the season. Dave?
All right, Tom, thank you very much. A tip of the cap to Mariner pitchers Felix Hernandez and Hector Noesi. Those 2 youngsters swung the bat pretty well, huh? 2 for 2 for Noesi yesterday, and Felix a couple of days ago goes 1 for 3 with 2 ribbies.
Yeah, Jason Vargas, he picked up a base hit in Arizona on the road trip.
I don't know what they had on the line there for who's going to end up with the most hits, but 2 hits for Felix on the season, Noesi 2, and Vargas with 2. Lyle Weeks, 1-1 count.
I don't think they're worried about hits. They're worried about RBIs. That's where the runs are for themselves. Wow. Felix has a couple, I know. I think Vargas drove in a run.
2 for Felix. Vargas 1. Felix wins. 1-2 count to Weeks. Really fine performance by Erasmo Ramirez. Good pitch down in the zone. Strikes out Weeks. Tagged by Olivo. 7 strikeouts for young Erasmo Ramirez. He needs some runs. The Mariners haven't scored 19 innings. lead in 1-0, trail 1-0. Right now is your chance to ask the booth anything you want. Tweet your questions to @RootsSports_NW. We'll answer some as we move along in this game. 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Mariners in the 6th. Franklin Gutierrez, Seager, and Montero. 18 innings without a run. Tommy Milone starts him off with a breaking ball. Goody tonight, a base hit to center. Bounced into a double play. Malone out of Saugus, California, lives in Agua Dulce, California. Started the season with 26 days of service in the big leagues.
It certainly has been sharp tonight. 78 pitches, 56 of those for strikes. Surprisingly, he's used his fastball more than Ramirez has.
Yep.
He's been up around 70% fastballs in the game. Guy with a great changeup.
1-2. Mariners will see the A's again on the next road trip. It'll be a 3-game set in Oakland. The final 3 days, 3 games of the first half. July 6, 7, and 8. And things work out nicely in the schedule for the Mariners this year with 4 days off for the All-Star break, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and then open at home. 3 games with Texas, and then on the road again to Kansas City and Tampa Bay. One, 2. We'll hold up. Good at bat by Franklin. 3-2.
Yeah, he pitched the at bat coming up, working himself back into the count. Started off 0-2. Now Seager waiting on deck.
Payoff pitch. Hit hard, foul. Lefty gets the ball. Good for him. Seth Smith. 1-out homer in the 2nd. It's the only run tonight. Move down to Pennington. Throws out Goody, 1 down. Hey fans, make sure to check out the all-new Roots Sports Game Connect, an interactive second screen experience bringing fans closer to the game with live stats, trends, and analysis. Roots Sports Game Connect. Connect now at rootsports.com. Good seats in upper deck, left field, right near the Jackie Robinson retired number. Watching the Mariners, hoping they can break through with a run here. Kyle Seager, strikeout looking, and a fly to center.
You can see what he's done tonight. A lot of four-seam fastballs. Of course, mixing that changeup in at 20%.
Popped up. Field for Smith. Malone, who's been notoriously bad on the road, is looking great here through 5 2/3. Hey, the Mariners ace is king. Make sure to grab a seat at Kings Court for Felix Hernandez's next home start. It's coming up Thursday. He'll deal against David Ortiz and the Boston Red Sox. Get your seat in the court, a coveted Kings Court t-shirt and a K-card for only $35 for tickets to see Felix against the Red Sox. Go to Mariners.com/Felix. Sell out Kings Court t-shirts and K-cards down in San Diego on Saturday. Here's Montero. He's had a good night against Tommy Milone. 2 for 2. Makes him 4 for 5 against Tommy.
Raised his average up to 265 now.
One-two.
Couple of perfect pitches from Malone. You see Montero up there with 2 outs. You'd like to see him take a shot, maybe tying this game up, but he's not going to do much with 2 pitches that are down on the outside corner, knee high.
Homered against Malone last April here. This one goes opposite field and foul.
Up to 90 pitches now, so the Mariners making him work in this inning.
Oh, 2. All outside, 17,101 on hand here tonight at Safeco Field. Counts 1-2 to Jesus Montero. Swing and a miss. Tag applied by Suzuki. 1-2-3 go the Mariners in the 6th. 20 innings without a run. 1-0 Athletics. Seth Smith with a home run, but I'm going to tell you, Erasmo Ramirez has been very impressive. He struck out 7 through the first 6 innings.
He's done an excellent job of mixing up his pitches. We know he has a good fastball. He's topped out at 96 miles an hour, but using his changeup effectively today, locating the fastball, a big key as he strikes out the side in the first inning. Here's the good changeup to Reddick. Reddick leading the team in home runs with 17, but because of all that, it's really improved his velocity on his fastball. And the A's have had a tough time. Seth Smith, the only one that's really solved him, and that was on a first pitch fastball that he hit out of the ballpark.
He's thrown very few first pitch fastballs since. Starts Reddick off with a breaking ball. 1-0. Some hit the other way. Count evens at 1-1. Impressed by Reddick last year, playing some right field for the Red Sox. Everyday guy right field here for the Athletics. Two and one.
Ramirez in great shape with his pitch count. Just 78 pitches for him working here in the 7th inning. You can see his totals, 54 strikes. First pitch strikes, good shape with that. 16 first pitch strikes out of the 21 batters he has faced.
Very poised tonight.
Yeah.
And a 2-2 count. Be Reddick, Cespedes, and Smith, 3, 4, and 5 here for the A's. 2-2. Struck him out. Strikeout number 8 for Erasmo Ramirez. One down here in the 7th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew on hand here at Safeco Field. Kyle Seager and defense are doing their job, making the plays in the field behind Erasmo Ramirez, who now has 8 strikeouts.
He's only given up 2 hits in the game. He pitched well. Cespedes a pop up to the second baseman and hit into a double play.
Dangerous hitter. Popped up. Play.
Look at the comparison between Malone and Ramirez. Again, Ramirez giving him just the 2 hits. Hard run on a solo homer, 8 strikeouts. The other part of it, too, is we've heard so much about his command. Just 1 walk in the game. He walked to Reddick back in the 4th inning. That's it.
Good pitch. 0-2. Marked contrast from the 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, and 5 strikeouts in his appearance last week, last start against Arizona. 6 1/3 tonight, 2 hits, a run, and 8 Ks.
Still has a good fastball. That last fastball missed off the plate, but it was at 96 miles an hour.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. That is strikeout number 9 and 3 in a row for Ramirez.
Well, it's the last pitch again. Tremendous movement. Only 82 miles an hour. Cespedes out in front of it. It's an excellent job of mixing up his pitches. I've seen him only shake Olivo off 1 time in the entire game.
It's 3 strikeouts consecutive. 4 of the last 5 hitters. Here's Smith. Home run, straightaway center field, and a pop up to shortstop. Young Mr. Ramirez, career best 9 strikeouts. Seth Smith.
He will not get off the fastball. I'll tell you that.
Boy, oh boy, did he rifle that one.
First pitch fastball, dead center field. That's the only run in the game. It just seems like he's always ready to hit the heater. That last fastball, 93 miles an hour in on his hand, and he still turned on it.
2-1. Now count even to 2-2 for Erasmo Ramirez.
And when you're always on the heater, you're susceptible to the changeup, and Smith was well out in front of that pitch.
Second native of Nicaragua is Erasmo Ramirez. A play for the Mariners. A pitch for the Mariners. He strikes out Smith. It's number 10. 4 consecutive strikeouts. 5 of the last 6 men he's faced. What a ball game. Mariners need runs. It's 1-0 A's. by Pizza Hut. Say goodbye to boring with the Pizza-O-Lo, 2 for $5 only at your Pizza Hut. Make it great. And by Wittenberg Brothers Brewing, craft brewing in Portland, Oregon since 1984. All right. Resilient, outstanding, and our team, the Mariners. Get them swinging the bats here. 20 runs, 20 innings without a run. They've got Smoke, Saunders, and Olivo. 7th inning against Tommy Malone. Strike one to Smoke. 0 for 2 tonight. Fly ball right field. Backing up Reddick. Cruises over, makes the catch. One down here in the Mariners' 7th. The stars align for the 2012 Major League Baseball All-Star Game as the best in the American League take on the National League's top players. Don't miss all the action Tuesday, July 10th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific on Fox. Michael Saunders, 1 for 2. Fly to left, single to left. Loop run to left in the 4th inning. And he was erased in a double play.
Well, Malone now at 95 pitches. Have a little bit of action going out in the Athletics bullpen. It looks like it's a ground Balfour. Veteran right-hander getting loose for the A's. There's Grant.
Former closer, now setup guy.
See if Michael can get on a 2-0 fastball here and hit it hard.
3-0 count here to Saunders.
I think if Michael wants to hit a fastball, it'll be away, so he'll probably have to go with it. Gap is open to left center field. That's a good pitch.
Full count.
Coco Crisp shading towards right field. Big gap in left center, and I would think that on this 100th pitch, it'll be probably another pitch away from Michael.
Payoff pitch 3-2. Strike 3 called. That's 5 strikeouts for Tommy Hunter. 2 down here in the 7th. Here's Tom Glasgow.
All right, Dave, from the Ford Sports Desk, let's check in on the Red Sox and Blue Jays in Boston. This game's still going on due to rain issues back in Beantown. We'll pick it up top of the 7th. Jose Bautista extends the Jays lead with a 2-run bomb over the Green Monster. Bautista now the American League home run leader with 24. 9-6 Blue Jays in front. Game in the bottom of the 8th.
I think we predicted that Mr. B would be on top of things before long.
He was really struggling when the Mariners were in Toronto.
Remember about 3-4 balls he just missed.
Well, just skied him in the middle of the infield, and just felt like, man, he's missing it by a grain or two. He'll get that figured out, and he certainly has, now leading the American League with 24 home runs.
And we get to see Toronto 2 more times, late July here and mid-September there. The guy who did do damage against the Mariners was Encarnacion. He's been tremendous as well.
Wouldn't be surprised to see them both going to the All-Star game.
Miguel Olivo's got a 1-1 count. Tossing off 1-2. Picking an All-Star from the Mariners. Each team has to have a representative. Might it be the bartender himself, Tom Wilhelmsen?
So Charlie Purvis in that mix too.
Chuck and Charlie.
If the idea is to win the game,
those 2 right there.
Those 2, yes, sir.
Hart. And if Felix can, maybe if he can run up a couple of wins in his next 2 outings, he'll be under consideration. If you're around Washington, remembers last year he would have loved to have had game 7, 6 and 7 down at his place as opposed to St. Louis.
Absolutely.
Riley Furbush 3-1 with a 2.01 ERA and a 123 batting average against. Wilhelmsen 3-1 with 5 saves and a 223 batting average against.
And both of them have been on a great run here too. Just pitching terrific out of the pen.
Olivo puts one in right center field for a base hit with 2 outs. There's the bloop. How about a blast right here?
How about it? Brings up Dustin Ackley. Ackley with 4 home runs on the year. It's a changeup. Olivo, a good at bat, a 6-pitch at bat, and he ends up with a base hit. Changeup up out over the plate. Goes with the pitch, and that'll bring up Ackley again with 4 home runs on the year. Huge gap in right center field right now.
May 30th, last time Ackley went yard. That was at Texas. It's been a drought for him. As we play here on a Monday night, June 25th. Ball to strike. Mariners looking for their first run since the 4th inning Saturday on an Ichiro RBI. 20 2/3 innings without a tally. All 2 strikes to Ackley.
109 pitches now for Tommy Milone. The season high is 112, which was in his last outing against the Dodgers. So this will be his last inning. Being Grant Balfour getting loose out in the pen for the A's.
1-2 to Ackley. On the ground to Weeks. Closing him out. That'll do it. Scoreless. Run goes to 21 innings for the Mariners. To the 8th we go. The last 4 men that he's faced, 5 of the last 6. And the only blemish tonight, the home run by Seth Smith with 1 out in the 2nd inning.
Again, he's just been terrific tonight, mixing up his pitches. Fastball percentage has been around 55% the entire game, so he's using his slider and changeup effectively. He's only given up 2 hits and he has 10 strikeouts in the game.
Career best, 10 strikeouts. Strike 1 to Inge, Moss, and Suzuki, 6, 7, and 8 here in the 8th inning for the A's. Ames tonight. Ground out and a fly to left. 1-2. Inson's coming over from the Tigers after they released him. He's hit 240 entering tonight's game for the A's with 6 homers and 33 runs. Batted in. 0-2. Loper, right field, base hit. That ends a run of 4 consecutive strikeouts for Ramirez. Has just been on fire, Mike.
He's been great tonight. Good changeup right there to Weeks to strike him out. His fastball command has been excellent, but that changeup really has been an effective pitch. That's 3 strikeouts in a row on the changeup, and he comes back with a high heater. And he's topped out at 96 miles an hour in the game.
Big swing and a miss by Brendan Moss. Moss 1 for 2.
It's like Oliver Perez getting loose in the Mariners bullpen. Hard throwing left-hander.
Mariners turned 1 double play. They went around the horn, started by Seager. Back in the 4th inning. A's have turned 2 double plays. Inside again. Mariner rookie pitcher. Strike out 10 or more in a game. Felix Hernandez is on the board in that category. Swinging a miss, 2-2. Pineda got it done last year as well. Tommy Malone having a nice game. He struck out 5. 2-2 pitch.
Again, just continues to mix his pitches up. Seen the effective changeup to Moss, and this at bat comes back with a fastball. Fastball was in the middle of the plate, but because he's been able to mix things up, that's a pitch that had been getting hit. And now the velocity at 94 to 96 miles an hour. Hitters have been late on the fastball because of him mixing pitches up.
2. There's your double play ball. Ryan will take it himself. Second twin killing tonight for the Mariners.
And here's the ground ball, a little bit late on the fastball again. Hits the ground ball, an easy double play for Brendan Ryan. Impressive outing for Ramirez.
Mariners have been a solid defensive team this year. Kurt Suzuki 0 for 2. Down in that strike zone.
Good first pitch slider. First pitch strikes 20 out of the 26 batters he has faced. He's now at 100 pitches. This will be his last inning, so hopefully the Mariners in the bottom of the 8th can score a couple of runs for him. 101 pitches, 70 of those for strikes.
1-1 to Kurt. Long foul, 1-2.
Had a fan out there in the left field seats. The little guy ended up with that foul ball. He was pretty excited about it. He was still jumping up and down.
Nice. See how excited he gets here. 1-2 pitch to Suzuki. Ground ball to Ackley. That'll do it. Ramirez, a sparkling performance through 8 innings. He struck out 10. He's down 1-0. It'll be Ryan Ichiro Gutierrez as the Mariners try to end a scoreless string of 21 innings.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino, Seattle's premier entertainment, gaming, and dining destination. By Sterling Bank, life is about the good stuff. Your bank should be too. Visit our new website at bankwithsterling.com. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Well, with the M's desperate for some offense, let's send it back upstairs to Dave and Mike.
Yeah, that scoreless run time is at 21 innings. Mariners down 1-0, 8th inning. Ryan Ichiro and Gutierrez coming up as we check out the Nissan chip to the bullpen for the Athletics.
Well, they weren't able to do much against Tommy Milone, so they'll have to get it after Grant Balfour. Balfour on the year, a 1-1 record, 7 saves out of 9 opportunities, a 3.75 ERA. 29 strikeouts over the 36 innings he has pitched. He's held opponents to just a 185 batting average, but he has given up 3 home runs this year. Good fastball and slider. Again, veteran pitcher with the Rays for a number of years before coming over here to Oakland.
Pinch hitter for Brendan Ryan, it'll be John Jaso. Pinch hitting for Ryan, leading off the 8th inning. So Tom Wilhelmsen getting ready to throw the 9th inning for the Mariners. Jaso swing the bat against Balfour.
Jaso hitting .260 on the year with a couple of home runs.
It's at strike 1. Down 2 for 7 as a pinch hitter. John caught yesterday's game, started it, went 0 for 2. Did he go? He did to CB Buckner. Jaso behind 0-2 and a roof. The process of closing here at Safeco Field. Must be some rain en route and in a hurry.
Some dark clouds out there.
Jaso pinch hit in Saturday's game. 0 for 1 pitch. Strike 3 called. Gone in 3 pitches. Time to check with Mike for today's Ask Mike question. Comes from David Bryan. How are the official scorekeepers chosen?
I believe the league hires the scorekeepers, Dave.
Yes, they do. Major League Baseball selects them and pays them. The home team will work out the schedule. There's Ichiro against Balfour. Ichiro 5 for 10 against Balfour with a home run. He's behind 0-2.
Balfour coming in, throwing strikes. 5 pitches, all of them strikes. Ichiro with some success against him. 5 for 10 with a home run.
Put it in play. It'll be a race. Pennington just gets it. 2 outs. Follow the Mariners with the MLB.com at Bat 12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. It's great. You get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. So text at bat to 31826 or visit Mariners.com for details. Quick 2 outs. Franklin Gutierrez, the hitter. Goody 1 for 5 against Balfour, during Australia.
Franklin with a couple of home runs on the road. See if he can get into one here.
High ball center field. Taking a step back was crisp. Hangs in there, makes the play. No problem. Mariners gone easily in the 8th. 22 innings. That a run. Here comes the bartender, Tom Wilhelmsen. 1-0 Oakland.
Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Back here at Safeco Field, roof closing. They totally close in a couple of seconds here. 1-0 Athletics on a Seth Smith second inning home run, and a gem of a ball game thrown by this young man from Nicaragua, Erasmo Ramirez.
8th Mariners rookie to strike out 10 batters in a game. Outstanding today. Just 3 hits. Unfortunate that the 1 run came off of a solo home run from Seth Smith, but Ramirez was outstanding. And here's Tom Wilhelmsen. He's really been on a nice run lately for the Mariners. ERA under 3 now. 46 strikeouts for Tom. Good fastball. He'll be 95 to 97 miles an hour with a good curveball. Kawasaki will take over at shortstop. Jace would pinch hit for Ryan. Now Kawasaki will go in and play defense.
Breaking ball from Big Tom, misses 1-1. Looking ahead as Ryan is out of the game, having good pinch hit for it. Mariners will have 3-4-5 coming up in the bottom of the 9th. Left field, Saunders, great jump. Good coverage as always. 1 out. Ryan Cook, who's their closer now. A lot of changes with the Athletics since we last saw them back in mid-April. Balfour's the setup guy. Now Cook is their closer. He's got 4 saves. since taking over that role. He's appeared in 31 games. Coco Crisp 0 for 3. Strikeout looking, fly to right, fly to left.
Cook will get the middle of the order for the Mariners. Seager, Montero, and Smoke due up in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Big tip of the cap to Ramirez, coming off a shaky outing in 4 innings at Arizona last week, and he was commanding tonight. Really good job. Crisp can't hold up.
Yeah, it was one of the things that we had heard from Ramirez throughout his minor league career is his ability to throw strikes, and he showed that tonight with all of his pitches.
One. Mariners coming off a 2-4 road trip. Back home for a nice little run here. 12-19. Their home record. 2-1 pitch. Line drive, Randy Gutierrez coming on. Reads it nicely. 2 outs.
That's a tough read for any center fielder, but Franklin, the best in the business at it. A nice line drive out to center, hit right at him. When it's hit at you, you can't tell if it's going to carry. Franklin basically froze and then was able to come in and make the catch. You take a look at our McDonald's Supermo and the concentration from Franklin Gutierrez.
Mile Weeks, the hitter. Strikeout looking, ground out to short, and a strikeout.
Good fastball from Tom, 98 miles an hour.
Pitch again. Count at 1-1. Wilhelmsen to Weeks. Time's ready. 2-1. 3-1 to Weeks with Josh Reddick on deck. Josh, their home run leader with 17. No strike. With 3-2, Job trying to complete a 1-2-3 ninth. Give the Mariners a chance to win it. Here in the home ninth coming up. It's to Weeks. Reload.
You can see Tom just going at him with fastballs anywhere from 97 to 98 miles an hour. Trying to overpower Weeks, keep him off the bases.
With base stealer, you definitely want to do that. He's 10 out of 15. The #1 base stealing team in the American League. The pitch. Hey, he struck him out. Big Tom Wilhelmsen. Strikeout to end the top of the ninth. Right now is as good a time to end a scoreless streak and win a ball game. Seager, Montero, and Smoke coming up. 1-0 Oakland. Here at Safeco Field, opening for some late inning lightning. Mariners down 1-0 to the Oakland Athletics. Seager, Montero, and Smoke coming up, and they'll have to face the closer for the Athletics, Ryan Cook.
Ryan Cook, hard-throwing right-hander, has a good slider. You can see what he's done on the year. A 1.71 ERA for him, 33 strikeouts and 31 2/3. But he has walked 20 batters, so he can get wild. Opponent's average only 109. I think you have to make him pitch a little bit. Throwing up for a fastball in the middle of the plate. Other than that, I think you have to take some pitches, see if he can get wild and put a few batters on for the Mariners. Take a look at what he's featuring. Fastball. There you go. 49%. Throwing that two-seamer. It'll be back up about 65%. Then the hard slider.
Well, here we go. They just closed the roof. It'll be Kyle Seager to lead it off against Cook. First pitch, strike one.
97-mile-an-hour fastball in the middle of the plate.
Fouled off 0-2. Ryan Cook 6'2", 217. He's out of Clovis, California. Still lives there. Seager trying to figure things out. Mariners have out hit Oakland by a considerable margin. One that counts the home run by Seth Smith. One out in the second inning. 0-2 to Seager. Strike three call. One out.
Slider. Hard slider at 86 miles an hour. Able to catch the outside corner on Kyle. After a couple of good fastballs, take a look at it.
Lucky pitch from Ryan Cook. Cook coming over from the Diamondbacks. Jared Parker, Colin Cowgill, Trevor Cahill, and Craig Breslow last December. He had his career as a starter. Here's Montero. Breaking ball, strike one.
Montero, one of two Mariners to check in with hits. Montero with two of them, 2 for 3. A couple of singles and a strikeout.
And 0-2, that got Bill Miller, got his right hand.
They took a good piece out of him, too. Couldn't tell if it hit him on the hand or his forearm, but it's barking. Take a look at the foul ball. Again, 97-mile-an-hour fastballs. It hits him on the wrist. Ouch.
So you wish you had the balloon.
You can see it knock his arm back.
Somewhere Jim Honachek is saying, "Where's the big balloon protector?"
You can see how much it's swelling up already.
My.
That does not look good.
Not at all. We saw one guy looked like he broke a wrist a couple of weeks ago.
That
when we
doesn't look too good there. That's
ugly.
Yes.
0-2. Bender, no, missed. 1-2. Jerry Lane, you saw him get hit by a bat. A recoil of a swing a couple of days ago, about 4 or 5 days ago. That was ugly. Montero down 1-2 to Cook. He strikes out quick, 2 outs.
Take a look at this last pitch. It looks like it's the slider. It is off the plate away. I'll tell you something else. If you want to know if the umpire's arm is barking, Bill Miller, you don't see him punch guys out with the left hand very often. He wouldn't even raise his right arm. There you go. You can see him make a call with his left hand.
Doing like Ken Kaiser used to do it, although Kenny would just do it defiantly, right? Because he was left-handed, right?
Sometimes, yeah, just straight down, too. Just
very nonchalant. Here's Smoke. Last hope here for the Mariners. Inside, ball one. Mariners won their last 2 home games as they took 2 out of 3 from the San Francisco Giants. That run in jeopardy here. 1-0. 2-0 to Smoke. 0 for 3 this evening. Two-0 pitch. Outside, 3-0. Smoke gets aboard. He'd be the tying run. Michael Saunders would come to the plate. It's the winning run. .30 pitch here to Smoke. Ball 4. He's aboard.
We'll see Figgins come out of the dugout. Yeah, we will. Figgins will come out and pinch run for Smoke.
Sean Figgins pinch runs.
This leaves Casper Wells on the bench.
Cook's got a good fastball. See if Saunders can turn one around and ride it out of here.
Saunders 1 for 3 in the game. In the Mariners with just a few hits in this one, haven't been able to score a run. Something in the gap should be able to score Figgins, although the A's outfielders are all playing out by the warning track. So I think something in the left center probably best case scenario for the Mariners here to let Figgins cut it loose around the bases.
Saunders with 8 home runs, 24 ribbies on the season.
Good swing.
Certainly a different Michael Saunders from a year ago.
He's so much more aggressive this year. Has a good fastball. 96 miles an hour. And Michael up there. And he tried to do some damage with that hack. Missed it.
0-1 to Saunders, representing the winning run here. Figgins at first. Pitch. Taken for a ball.
Take a look. I think this is a check swing by Michael. It is. 1-1 count for him.
Pitch to Saunders. In there for a strike. 1-2. Mariners down to their last strike.
Just a good fastball. They want to go inside. Unusual to see somebody try to do that late in the game. Typically closers, they want to pitch away so they can't get beat on one swing of the bat.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, second base. Weeks has got it. Throws to first. That's the ball game. A's win it 1-0. Third Mariner 1-0 defeat. Shutout for the 9th time. Seth Smith, the difference maker, with the home run. And the Mariners scoreless streak now at 23 innings.
Well, really a shame. Ramirez was outstanding in the game today, giving up 3 hits. One of them the solo home run, which turns out to be the difference in the game, but a huge step forward for Ramirez, striking out 10 batters, only the 8th rookie pitcher to do that. And Malone, you have to give him a lot of credit. We heard so much about him. He had struggled on the road. That wasn't the case in tonight.